Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jarvis.
And I'm Allison.
And welcome to Northbound Magic.
Okay, suitcase confessions time. We just got back from our very first Disney cruise and we are unpacking, and we thought we'd do a fun video for you. And now we're gonna show you exactly what we used, what stayed in our suitcase, and things that we wish that we had. Basically, packing wins, fails, and regrets.
Section 1, the absolute must-haves. And if you're Canadian traveling out of the States or anywhere, definitely passports are key. Definitely get those and make sure you have those. And also medical and travel insurance is a must for everyone on that's coming.
Before we left, we got this from Disney Cruise Line, and it's a little postcard, and it's just our reservation with our party's names and our stateroom number. And they also sent us these luggage tags, which has our name and the date that we are set to sail, our cruise ship name, and our stateroom number. So you do not want to put these on before you leave your country or your state. So we didn't put these on until the day that we were set to board the Disney Dream.
And also a few other things that we brought before our trip was these gift cards. So if you want to save on expenses.
And it saves on foreign transaction fees for credit card fees.
Yes, absolutely.
Another important document is our port arrival form. So every important document, like our boarding passes, port arrival forms, we made sure to print just in case we had issues with our phones. Another item that we brought that was very important are air tags. So we had them in each of our luggage, but we also bought these bands when we went to Disney World a couple of years ago for the younger children, and the air tags go right in them.
And also a great piece of equipment is this here. A scale definitely comes in handy, because once you start packing and pretty much load up your suitcase, this is a must, because we've gone over quite a few times, and this definitely came in handy. So,
and also you don't know how many souvenirs you're going to buy, because we bought souvenirs not just on the cruise ship but also in Fort Lauderdale before and after we set sail. So it's obviously we needed to know our weight limit before we get to the airport.
Cords and chargers.
We had purchased a few of these packing cubes prior to our trip, and this one fit a lot of our chargers and cords in it.
And especially this here, USB charging ports, that definitely came in handy. You can't bring, unfortunately, a big power bar on the ship, so we had to definitely get this. It definitely works for all cords. Yeah, we brought a few of these as well, but I mean, this came definitely in handy for all the things we needed to plug in.
Yeah, and our camera bag with our camera and our special chargers.
And also, yeah, GoPro here that we used plenty of times underwater and out of water, and but we got to get some film off there and definitely load that up, and guys will see.
Another item that we brought, and also the kids each had one in their bags, are portable chargers. So we did find that our camera devices did lose battery pretty quickly, especially on the island. So these were definitely handy to have.
And also a few other things we definitely needed were water bottles, because there definitely were no stations around to have a drink or to grab a drink. So this really came in handy.
And I found that on the ship, there was just that one refillable drink station on the pool deck. And they just have the little cups. And it's just such a pain to have to keep going down there and refill water for 10 people. So everybody in our party had brought water bottles with us, as well as different electrolyte packets. These ones are great because they are individual, so we can just throw them in our bags. And because it's so hot and we're sweating a lot, especially when we're outside on the pool decks or when we go to the islands or in one of the destinations like Nassau, and like I said, it gets hot, it's important to stay hydrated. These were definite must-haves for us. Personal care. So in this packing cube, we brought things that we figured that we'd need, but we definitely did need on this cruise. So we packed a lot of sunscreen, spray sunscreen and lotion sunscreen, as well as lip balm that has sunscreen in it. So all of the kids and adults each had sunscreen and lip balm in their bags, as well as antibacterial wipes to wipe down whatever they felt that they needed, as well as personal hand sanitizer.
And also everybody needs shades, and as pretty much every day it was so bright, and so it was definitely a must-have and a little carry-on case if you need it so you don't break your glasses. And a few other things that we also brought were these sewing little mini kits, because yeah, there's a few times that we might have ripped your costume, or something might have needed to be stitched up. So this is great. And here's scissors.
And of course, Band-Aids with some polysporin. Those were definite must-haves. Even though we had broken in most of our shoes and sandals before we left, we still needed these because there is a lot of walking. And of course, tissues. And for the room, because the staterooms are pretty tight quarters, it was very handy to have some room spray that we kept in the bathroom.
And also to touch base on, don't forget about your medications and supplements, because it's quite a bit of walking and pretty much every day is hot. And okay, so as you can see, this big pile of you're wondering what it is. It's really bam, yeah, the wife's ears and
Disney ear collection.
haul.
We had stored these in a packing cube, and I didn't bring all of these ears with us. So prior to the cruise, I had created a list of what we were going to wear on what day. And we had done this when we went to Disney World. So the kids and adults knew exactly what they were going to wear on which day, and it coincided obviously with which park we were going to go to. Now with the cruise, we knew which day was Pirate Night, and we knew we'd be going to the different dining restaurants, and also we knew which day we'd be going to Nassau and the other activities that we had booked as well.
And this is great too, because it comes with a handle here. So I mean, yeah, it's perfect.
And the packing cubes too are really great for on the cruise because of the closet space. They have the shelves. You can just put the packing cubes right on the shelves.
Yes, for sure. Also, every kid and every adult actually got a lantern. So everyone got to pretty much, get their choosing of which one they want. Just with our information here, and
And it holds our key to the world card.
So you just tap and opens, but they pretty much for purchases on the ship, you just present this and
it opens our stateroom door.
And also must-haves, you definitely want to bring along are fans. Some of the rooms were so hot, and especially during the night. So we ended up purchasing this here. It's perfect size for the suitcase, and but not only that's perfect, this opens up here to that, and you can pretty much lift it to whatever height you want. As you can see, it goes pretty high. So we ended up pretty much at the end of the bed and turn this on, and it went for quite a while. So
yeah, that was perfect for us. Now, cruise has very specific requirements for fans, so we had to make sure that we got ones that were cruise approved.
Yes.
So we had gotten that fan for us, and the kids got little individual fans. So these are plugged in through the USB, which is another reason why it's really important to get a multiple charging port like the one that we had showed earlier, because there are quite a few things that we had to charge every night. So these ones here have the piece here that you can hang up. So we had purchased these magnetic hooks And there's different ones that you can buy because the staterooms are all magnetic as well as the doors. So what we did with the little ones is we had hung them with the magnetic hooks. We had hung it up on the ceiling for the ones who were sleeping up top on the bunk, and then the ones who were sleeping on the bottom bunk, we had hung them on the wall. And we had also found other fans that are magnetic. So the kids can put it directly onto the wall so you can see they're magnetic. And these ones were really great. Our older kids really, really like these. And you could move them around and they have different settings.
So as you can see, it says 63, but there's 3 different. So there's the first one, second one, oh, and a third one. So I think that's the max you can go on this one, but it is very powerful and it came in handy.
So we found our cruise room.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, apparently it goes up to 5, and I realized that, but that is so neat. Huh. And there we go.
So we found our cruise room to be quite comfortable. And of course, we need fans as well as our kids. However, my parents and my sister found that the cruise cabins were actually quite cool and they needed extra blankets. So to each their own, not everybody's going to need a cruise fan. We heard prior to going that the rooms get really hot and you'd need fans. I'm 100% glad that we brought them for ourselves and our kids. It made us more comfortable because we're used to sleeping in cool spaces. But like I mentioned, not everybody in our party needed or wanted their fans.
And also a great thing to have were these hooks that actually hooked on the outside of our door and held up our fish extenders. So as you can see behind us, one for each door. And
which we put our names on them with the Cricut before we left. And also the magnetic hooks because the stateroom doors are magnetic and usually I think most of the walls in between the doors are magnetic as well. So we were able to hang up our happy birthday signs and just married signs with the magnetic hooks.
And also something we brought along which came in handy was a laundry basket. Because I mean, with all of us, we didn't want one whole pile in a corner and be looking like a big mess.
30 laundry pile just
Absolutely
overflowing.
Not. Absolutely not. So
yeah,
this
and
is
because the staterooms are pretty tiny.
Pretty tight and small.
It was really handy to have this.
It definitely was.
For ourselves and the kids.
And it's collapsible, as you can see, so it can fit right in pretty much anywhere.
Doesn't take up a lot of space.
It definitely doesn't.
Yeah.
So it was perfect.
And another item we purchased prior to our cruise are these plastic shoe bags. So I got a package of, I think, 30. And they were just so handy to put not just shoes in, clean or dirty shoes, but we brought things home in them like these. This is our Just Married wooden sign. Definitely a must-have.
And also must-haves definitely for all family were the snorkeling gear. We purchased actually these prior to our trip. So we ended up getting 2 separate different pretty much snorkeling gear. One that goes over the eyes and the nose with the mouthpiece. And also this here, the full mask, which is perfect for pretty much all of us. But definitely preference-wise, depending how you are with water and
so we did go snorkeling on the island and it is super salty water. So the kids did not like using this type and I didn't like it either. When I had tried, my oldest son who wanted this and also a younger son, the full face mask, this is 100% what everybody preferred on our trip. And you can rent snorkel gear there. We just thought it was easier for us to bring our own. Obviously, everybody also had flippers. Now, my parents didn't bring flippers. They would prefer the mask, and that was fine for them. But the kids all had their flippers, And like I said, they had preferred the full face mask. Now we had tried these at our hotel before we went on the cruise. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but then you're not tasting that salt water with the full face mask.
And my son purchased this here, a skipping rock, I would say, but it's pretty much a rubber looking thing. But man, this thing really flew on the water when we were at the pool. So
it was a hit with all the kids, definitely. And it's so nice and small and light, compact. Mm-hmm. Definite must-haves don't forget to bring our sun hats. So we had purchased the full brim sun hats prior to our trip.
But this here is actually had from Florida, actually, from our last trip to Disney. So, but this one here actually is reversible. So you can turn it inside out and bam, depending on your preference. But yeah, the kids loved it.
Yeah. So sun hats are a must for everybody in the party, or just regular baseball cap.
There you go. And yeah, this I got actually at Disney as well. So, and yeah, it's been almost 2+ years, but I still wear it every day pretty much.
Prior to our trip this time, I had received a Loungefly for my birthday, and this is my very first Loungefly. And this is what I used for my purse for carrying around on the cruise, for getting off on the island. And I just love it because it's got so many pockets and it's so versatile. So I kept my Kleenex and hand sanitizers on the side and my antibacterial wipes. And I had kept, obviously my wallet and my water bottle fit in here. It was just so handy, and I'm so happy that I brought it.
But this time we actually brought a frame and got pretty much all the characters to sign it. And as you can see, it has our picture in the front there of when you after security, I guess, we got our picture from the professional photographers. Yeah.
You used to be able to go down to guest services with the item that you want signed, but they don't do that anymore. So you have to actually go to every character and get them to autograph whatever you brought. A must-have when you go to one of Disney's private islands are beach bags. So I had purchased this prior to our trip from Amazon, and we had got that from Disney World. And this one is great because it's lightweight, and I believe that they're both waterproof, and there's just a mountain of pockets, and it folds down nicely to fit in your luggage.
Oh, and also during our pirate night, before our trip, we purchased these eye patches for everyone. So we got pretty much at least 10 eye patches here. So it was perfect.
And in Canada, we purchased those from Party City. And if you don't know about Pirate Night or you forget to bring something, Disney Cruise Line will provide bandanas. And these were on our beds when we went back after our day at Nassau. And everybody in our party had pirate-themed t-shirts. Another must-have is if you have any activities booked, then you'd want to bring something for it. So our daughter, we had booked her Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, and we knew prior to the cruise that she wasn't going to choose a dress there. So we had brought with us her Cinderella dress.
Also with the cruise, my son actually from Disney a couple of years ago, he actually got a sword. It actually has Pirates of the Caribbean, and it actually has Jack Sparrow, as you can see there. And yeah, he brought it with us, and yeah, definitely went with his costume. Youth must-haves that you definitely needed were these cell phone waterproof case holders, because all of us definitely needed one, because I mean, all the phones are definitely not waterproof. So if you want, if you're always with your phone, these are definitely handy, absolutely. So
yeah, so we gave one to each of the kids as well. Even though they didn't take their phones out like into the water, it was just nice knowing that their phones would be protected inside their bag. So when we left and they were getting changed and throwing their wet swimsuits in their wet dry bags, which is another item that we're so happy that we did bring with us. They could put their phones in here, and just knowing that they'd be safe from the elements not just water, but the sand, obviously, because there's a lot of sand on the island.
Mm, yes.
Okay. Section 2, things we didn't need. There weren't a lot of things that we overpacked. We did watch a few videos. We did watch a few packing videos and printed a couple of packing lists that I found online. But there are a couple of things that we brought that we just stayed in the suitcase. One of the items that I brought is a light up mirror. I had heard that there wasn't a lot of space to get ready. Now, it just might be because I had little ones in my room and Jarvis. And so I ended up getting ready in one of the bathrooms. There is a large mirror beside the TV as well on the Disney Dream. And so this just stayed in my suitcase in the box, unfortunately.
So there's also like I think there's a big mirror on the wall and on the door, isn't there?
Yeah, so on the
Yeah.
one with the shower. So
Yes.
on the Disney Dream, there are two rooms, one that has the toilet and the other one that has the shower. And the one that has the shower has the long mirror that you can also use to get ready. And then, of course, the big mirror by the TV in the living area where the couch is.
And also things that we brought but we didn't use at all were these neck fans. We brought about 6 of them, and fortunately it just stayed in a suitcase. And this water bottle can fill up, and it has the spray.
The kids just never use them. They ended up just staying in our luggage. And we did use the other fans like we had shown at the beginning of the video for sleeping, and those were definitely very handy, but nobody used the neck fans. They were very handy when we went to Disney World and we went around the parks. But just on the cruise ship and even bringing it to the island, we didn't use it. And another item that we didn't use is our kids, 2 of our boys have allergies, and we actually didn't need to use any allergy meds for them. And we did bring anti-nausea patches and bands that we didn't use. Now, some people might say that it was a must-have for them because they might have more stomach issues um, or need those type of medications. But for our party and when we went on the cruise, we didn't need them.
Yeah, we also brought the laundry pods and the dryer sheets, but those definitely didn't get used. And yeah, we ended up pretty much not having to do laundry.
Another item that stayed in our luggage is the wrinkle releaser. So I had read in some of the Facebook groups that this would be handy, and I'm sure that it would have. Some people had sprayed their shirts, put them in, and they had a shower, and that's supposed to help take the wrinkles out, but we actually didn't need it or use it. Another item that stayed in our bag are the reusable towel bands. We actually never used them or needed them.
Right, so here's a few things that we wish we had packed. First of all, are these pressure bags here in storage, definitely for packing and everything. Um, it definitely came in handy when we came back, but this is definitely something we should have got before the trip, because I mean, it would have made space a lot easier for pretty much all our clothes and our laundry that we had to bring back, so which made it easier.
Definitely next time we'll bring these. So another item that we did bring our reusable water bottles, but we didn't bring our reusable coffee mugs, which would have been very handy, especially because there aren't a lot of places to get coffee after cabanas. There is, like I mentioned before, there's that place by the pool deck, or if you get room service. So it would have been handy. So I picked this up from Lighthouse Point.
And also the few times that we got coffee, sometimes there are no lids. So you had to pretty much go around with the open coffee. And with being slippery around the pool deck, I mean, it was very dangerous. So that's just something that, yeah, to keep in mind that, yeah, a coffee mug would definitely be handy.
And something else too is like an over-the-door organizer, just for our little bits and bobs would have been handy. Now, our cruise was 4 nights, so we made do with the space that we had. There is limited shelving in the bathrooms, shower, as well as by the TV area. So I definitely think if we were ever on a longer cruise that we would bring something like that, an over-the-door organizer. And we purposely didn't bring sand toys for our younger kids because of space issues. Now, I did find some sand toys that are collapsible, but I think next time I would bring some sand toys for them to play with. Now, our time on the island was cut short because we had people in our party who unfortunately were sick and had to stay behind. If you watched our previous video, we explained all of that.
And also when we got to the ship, we ended up purchasing some of our lanterns, all our pins.
We went shopping.
Yeah, not that we, weren't going to, but we ended up purchasing some pins and we wanted a bag, souvenir bag. But yeah, we got the biggest bag pretty much for our shopping needs. So this is a very huge bag.
It would have been handy to bring our own reusable bags because we bring them around all over in Canada, right? Because we don't have plastic bags here when we go to the grocery store. But we ended up being a nice surprise for us to get a little souvenir bag anyways. Like when we were traveling anywhere, it's always great to bring reusable shopping bags, because we did do a little bit of shopping in Fort Lauderdale prior to our cruise, which again, like I said, would be helpful to have reusable shopping bags.
Section 4, the surprise MVP.
So the surprise MVP for our trip is
Da-da-da.
honeymoon sand.
And we got 3 other vials here that we purchased prior to our trip. And just something that we wanted to pretty much remember our trip for. And so we ended up pretty much, getting the kids to fill up these little vials here. But me and Honey here have a personalized sand jar that I want to. So it was perfect.
So that's our Disney cruise unpacking. What we used, what we didn't, what we wish that we brought. Hopefully this helps you when you're planning your next Disney cruise.
Now it's your turn. Now, if you've ever been on a Disney cruise, comment below on your biggest packing win or your funniest regret.
Thanks for watching Northbound Magic.
And see you in the next adventure.